Stream manager, just in case I can't see my chat. Boom. Holy shit, we're fucking live. I wonder if I should put my normal atmosphere up, and turn the light off, and turn the Horde flag lights on. Fuck it, I'm doing it.
Oh, okay. Phew, I was about to freak out a little bit.
Why?
We got pinged in the town hall announcement. I thought we missed another one.
Oh, oh shit, I hope not.
Nope, it's next Saturday.
Okay, cool. Whew. I was like, damn, did we really fuck this up that bad? Already?
Alright, now I'm switching over. Now that this is done. Back to call.
Boom.
Remove. And... see. Oh god, that is really dark actually.
See, that's why I'm happy my camera has the ring light in it. Do you see me? Yeah. Dark. Bright. Super bright.
Oh, no.
Boom. Oh no, my camera fell. Stay.
Yep.
Click.
I'm facing the same problem.
There we go. I got it!
I'm just gonna have this weird, the light burn.
Right? I'm just sitting here like, fuck sunlight. I'll take artificial light. Fuck the sunlight. This shit's too bright. Brought to you in part by Dr. Pepper. I wish.
A little bit.
That'd
I'm
be...
gonna have this weird, halo around my stream, I guess, now.
It'll be alright. It won't be that bad. It could be worse.
Am I muted? I am muted. Hello, everybody. And welcome in. Welcome in. I don't think they'll double hear us.
They shouldn't double hear.
I don't even know if anybody's here yet, but...
Because you're coming through on my desktop audio, and I'm coming through on my microphone.
Can you talk for a second?
1, 2, 3,
okay, yeah.
4, 5, 6. I know you said talk, but singing felt more appropriate. The rum is still in my system. That's not okay with me. Queen and Cookin' went in on me last night.
Yes, ongoing call. Okay. Hello everybody, and welcome in.
Butter, you beautiful baby butt. How you doing, sweet cheeks?
Hi, Butter. Oh, you know what? This is probably a good idea. I'm gonna have your stream also tuned in, so that way I can see who's chatting.
You know, that's a good idea as well. Scroll, scroll, show, scroll, Socram. Nope, that's... Oh, that was loud. Nope, that was 15 minutes ago. Okay, go back to following. Scroll. Oh, latest videos. That's what fucked me up. I hit latest videos.
Ah.
Socram methods. Got that muted. Alright, so now I can see your chat. I can see my chat. Hi, Socram. Avoids question. We are excited for our first podcast thingy. It's a game review, Sweet Pea. Game review. Oh, shit, there she is. Uh-oh, uh-oh. She's the gorgeous Butter. Come here. Let me get kisses. Come here, my beautiful baby. That's okay, Socram. I'll kiss you.
Sounds good to me.
I love you, baby. She's having a rough day.
Oh.
Yeah. It'll be alright, though. She decided to drink last night, too. Let's just say vodka does not agree with her.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah.
I don't like vodka.
Yeah. Vodka does a number on her. Makes you moody as fuck. Yeah, it does. Socram, I apologize.
Oh, you're fine.
You say that till you gotta sit up in that chair and fix your posture! I'm gonna do mine, that way you can't get me on mine. Boom. Yeah, that's right! Fix your posture! I gotta keep you in check,
Just
bruh.
for that.
Gotta keep you in check. Hydrate. Of course you would hydrate. You know what? All I have right now is Dr. Pepper, so. Do I want to? Maybe. It'll be alright. I already posture checked. I posture checked when I checked you. So that way I didn't have to. I got myself set up and ready.
Joke's on you, I have like...
Loki, thank you for the follow. I realize I am missing something in my sources. Give me one fucking moment.
There we go.
Get that right in between us. Lock, add source.
What's up, Loki?
Browser source, add sound alerts. Boom.
Oh, is your sound alerts off?
Yep. That's what I'm...
No, I don't want that. You guys don't need to see that. Ignore that, chat.
Oof. I didn't even see it until you said something.
It was my specs for my monitor.
Oof. Loki says, "What's up, Socram?"
Oh, I see. Nothing much. Thanks for tuning in to our super
Hello,
special
motherfucker.
stream, double stream.
Hello, motherfucker! Now that I got all that done, now I gotta go and replay your follow just so you can hear the sound. But I gotta go to sound alert in order to do it. Sound alerts. Dashboard. 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 Cookin', thank you for the bang. Nice try, but you have failed once again. Maybe you'll get me next time.
What's up, Cookin'?
It was at this moment
that he knew. He fucked up. Yeah, I fucked everything up because I didn't think about having all my sound alerts and shit already set up and whatnot. Sound alerts, dashboard.
It's alright. I still need to set up like
log in with Twitch.
clip shares
Boom.
and all that when people come
My
in.
alerts, dashboard. Loki with the follow. Replay this alert. Ooh woo, thank you, Loki, for the follow. Let me go ahead and throw that up there for you as well. Welcome, you have joined the pack. What took you so long? Now that I've got that set up, I can close this out again. Alright, for those of you on Socram Stream, my name is Carbon Fiber K9. I am a variety streamer. I've been gaming for almost 21 years. Been gaming since I was 6, about to be 27, so almost 21 years. My gaming career is almost old enough to drink. So, a bad variety streamer? I wouldn't say bad variety streamer though.
You stream a lot. You stream a lot of variety.
I do. I actually, this is the second just chatting stream that I've done ever. So, but it's really not just chatting. It's my first podcast that I've ever done. So, there's that.
This is also true. For everybody in Carver Stream, what's up? My name's Socram. I am also a variety streamer, but I tend to lean more towards FPSs. I am 24 years old. and I've been gaming since I was like at least 13 or 14 because I did not have a system back then. But
I had
we don't talk
gotten
about
lucky. I got lucky and had a PlayStation 2.
Yeah, I had a PlayStation 1 that I wasn't allowed to touch, and then I had a PS2 that I wasn't allowed to touch. But
Realistically, I had an NES, a PlayStation 1, a PlayStation 2, and I wanted for the longest time a PlayStation 3 and an Xbox, and then ended up just going with the PlayStation 3 because it was cheaper, and then boom. I went from PlayStation 3 to PlayStation 4 to I wanted PlayStation 5. Now I'm on PC. I still have my PlayStation 4, but Butter is currently in ownership of it because her PlayStation decided to shit the bed because their previous updates, which we already went over that, has basically fucked her system. So I'm still gonna work on it and try and get it fixed up.
But yeah, that's pretty much me. So we're here, and we've decided that together that we want to start reviewing games and see how that takes us. And so the first game that we have chosen is Lost Ark.
And maybe one day
MMO
we'll get
dungeon crawler.
sponsored.
You know what? I fucking wish Dr.
Right? I fucking wish Dr. Pepper would sponsor too. It'd be like, so in today's news, this is sponsored by.
Like, that would be my absolute dream. Like my favorite soda in the world.
That's okay, Loki. Dr. Pepper isn't for everybody, and that's just fine because I also like Pepsi. I hate Coke, but I like Pepsi. But see, the thing is Dr. Pepper's in a whole class of its own because you can go in somewhere and they're like, we only have Coke products, and they still have Dr. Pepper. You can go somewhere and they say they only have Pepsi products, and guess what? They still have Dr. Pepper. We are a class of our own. We are our own genre of soda. Fuck with it.
But it has to be Dr. Pepper. It can't be Dr. Thunder.
I don't know. Dr. Wham's pretty good, though.
See, I'm on the West Coast, so I've never heard of that one.
Ah, that must be a South thing, because I didn't hear about it until I came to Alabama. See, Mountain Dew's pretty good, too. I like Mountain Dew.
We also have Dr. Dynamite.
That must be the Dr. Wham of the South, then. Or the Dr. Wham of the East Coast. West Coast?
I've only ever found it one place.
West Coast.
So.
Oh, well, then I don't know. The Flaming Mountain Dew, honestly, cooking, it's shit. I tried it.
Bad.
Yeah, my problem is I'm also a hothead.
Good.
I'm a hothead. I like heat. I like hot stuff, spicy stuff. I like it. So when I saw Flamin' Hot, I was like, oh, bet. So I tried it. I was very sorely disappointed. Very sorely. Like...
Good with Fireball?
It might be good with Fireball. Yes, it is. Okay, well, maybe I'll try it with Fireball. My problem is I hate cinnamon.
Ah. Yep.
Yeah. I hate cinnamon.
Alright. So, shall we jump into this, Carbon?
I think we shall. I'll let you go ahead and take the floor first.
Alright. So the first talking point we have is, the ease of co-op gaming in Lost Ark. So with that, honestly, I feel like it's pretty easy to join your friends. You just have to, because they make a lot of channels.
Yeah,
for
but
specifically that.
I think the issue is finding somebody who's actually going to play with you, other than friends, obviously. Someone who's going to play with you and not just run past you and go do whatever it is that they want to do. I think that's the biggest issue.
Also true.
That's what
that is an issue.
That's what I thought about. I was like, man, the ease of it is like you can. There's definitely your options are there to play with other people. But I think the issue is that a lot of people are just trying to get in and get to the end game as fast as possible. They don't have time to sit there and play with other people because it may slow them down.
That is entirely true. But that's just, honestly, that's with every game. Because, like, right now, like, even with, like, the new game, Diablo Immortal, that just came out yesterday, there's already level 60 people.
Yes.
Whereas
I saw
I'm
that.
still, like, level 14, and I'm just, like, chilling through the game.
I'm level 25? I played a little bit yesterday before stream, and when I ended stream the other day, I was level 24. And then I played a little bit last night before stream, or maybe it was, no, it had to be yesterday, because yesterday was Friday. Anyway, so I got to, I think, level 25. And the day that it released for PC, people were streaming it on PC. Which, don't get me wrong, there's cross-progression, so, you know, they could have easily have been on their phone for the longest time, but there were people that were only like an hour into their streams and they were already level 60, and it's like, what did you do? Just say fuck the story and just run through it? Like,
everything and run?
Yeah.
And that is an entirely valid point. Like, you can do that if that's what you want to do. Like, you play the game how you want, but
I just don't see the point of playing it if you're not going to follow the story somewhat, you know?
Oh, I fully agree.
Because, I mean, the story is realistically what you're paying for if it's a paid game. And even these free games, some of them have some really damn good stories, but they don't necessarily have the best of, like, content, but the story is what's good. And so you play it for the story, you beat it, you get to the end game, and then you call it good. You know, by that point, you've already done what you needed to do.
Yeah. And, well, and then there are some games that are built around the end game. But for co-op gaming itself, I think it's great if you have somebody that's willing to stay with you and, like, play the game with you and maybe make a new character or something. But otherwise, it's kind of filled with monotonous kind of trying to get through the game with your friend and trying to, like, stay behind but also get farther ahead.
Yeah. I think that's the issue, too, that a lot of people have with co-op gaming is, so let's say you only have, like, 2 hours of free time every night when you get off work, right? But I have 4 hours of free time. So what happens is we'll play together for 2 hours, and we get to level 30. And then I play for those extra 2 hours, and I get to 45. Now I'm 15 levels above you, and I have to stop what I'm doing, go back to you to get you caught up to where I am. And I'm always going to stay ahead because my free time outnumbers your free time. So what I started doing with my friends is I just said, you know what? How about this, guys? I know this is kind of, you know, a hindrance on some of us, and it may even be a hindrance on me at some points, but realistically the best way to go about this is if I have 2 hours of free time and you have 4 hours of free time, or vice versa, we should have one character that we all play together, and then you have a separate character. Yes, you will have to go back and play from that point, but if we take too long on one mission together, when you go back to play it, you already know what to expect, so you're going to fly through it. So realistically, having the one character that we play together guarantees that you're never going to outdo me, you're never going to shadow me, but it also guarantees that I'm never going to shadow you. But then you have your regular character, which is technically at that point would be your main character, and then you'll be able to move on. Hey, Galactic Kitten Gaming, how you doing today? At that point, you're able to move on your own time, and you could hit end game in a matter of like 3 or 4 days if you wanted to, just depending on how much free time you had. Especially off days, like if my off day is Monday and your off day is Tuesday, that eliminates a whole day of gameplay for us to play together.
Yeah, no, exactly.
So that's how I've always thought about co-op gaming here lately, is just if we just pick characters and then we play together only on those characters, that means that we're able to move at the same time rather than one outshadows the other in any sense of the form.
Definitely. I fully agree, honestly. But the ease of co-op in itself is really, really easy with Lost Ark specifically.
Yeah.
Like, it's really easy. Join your friends and choose the channel that you want. Because, yeah, there are going to be channels that are overcrowded, but they have like 99 different channels for all of you and your friends to choose from.
Now, I will say one feature that I don't like that every game has, and I know I didn't put this down as a talking point, but the fact that your character is locked to a server. You can't just go to a different server and
Yeah.
play with your character. So if your server is full, you are SOL. You're not playing anytime soon. You have to wait for the server to be open. I think that that is something that should be changed in the future for all games, but it's not just this game that does it, but this game definitely has it too. So, moving on to the player base and whatever feedback that they have, whether it be positive or negative. A lot of people are talking about how it's really nice. It's pretty. It's an awesome game. It's great to play in groups of 2s and 3s. Try and stay away from the larger groups because things can get complicated. But for the most part, it has a pretty decent positive feedback, and especially on Steam, the feedback percentage I think was like a 76 or 77. I'd have to go back and check, but in fact, I'll just go do that right now. Because I think the feedback on it, as soon as I find it, there it is. If I can find it now. Discussions, maybe? Or do I have to go to the game page? Store page. Here we go. It has a 71%, or 74% for all reviews. It has a 74 percentile of positive ratings. So for the most part, people are loving the game, and they are cooking. My incentives are off at the present moment in time for podcast. The command will still work, but I will not be taking any rum during this podcast because this will be ported over to YouTube, good sir. Please and thank you, refrain from doing that. But for the most part, everyone's been super positive about the game. But here lately, I have seen a couple of people, say, no, I wouldn't recommend it at all. But like this person right here, incredibly fun in its gameplay. It's a long-term grind for those of you who like to grind. It is kind of grindy, but it's not grindy. But personally, I feel like it may be. But everybody keeps talking about the end game content. So I feel like the end game content may be a good point.
You see, now, if I'm being honest, I haven't actually reached endgame content yet, but that's just because I'm a busy person.
Same.
And so I haven't quite got there yet. So, unfortunately, I can't really have a good opinion on the, Flaming Head Guy, sorry. Lost Ark is a top-down, top-down dungeon crawler type game, like
Yeah, kind of like Diablo,
action game. Yeah,
like an MMORPG.
but it is also an MMO.
Socram is quiet compared to me. Okay, hold on, I can fix that.
Let me try and get there a little bit closer to my mic. That might help.
I'm just gonna turn you up to 150% rather than 100%. Alright, how about now?
Testing. Hello. I am here.
Then again, I also talk loud. A little better? Awesome. I talk
Alright.
super loud.
But yes, so unfortunately I haven't made it to the end game content yet.
Neither have I.
So the second I do, I will probably do a separate kind of
Update?
thing on my own, like an update, yeah.
Yeah.
But for now, no, I haven't reached the end game content yet, so that's really that kind of brings us to another point of ours, is the journey to end game is seemingly too long for not enough content.
Yeah. See, what I noticed that people were saying that there's only like as of right now anyways, I don't know if that'll change over time, but as of right now, I've seen a lot of people talk about how there's only like 4 or 5 endgame things you can do. And granted, they take a while, so, you could probably only get like 1 or 2 done in a session, and by the time, when you go to play next, you'll get another 1 or 2 done, maybe the third one, which means the next time you play, you can just repeat your process back on the first 2. But I haven't reached endgame content to confirm or deny those claims of 5 things to do.
Personally, I think there's actually a little bit too much to do between, like, level 0 all the way up. I think it's to, like, level 60, right?
I have no idea what
I don't
the
know
last
what the max level is.
I'll look it up real quick.
I spent a good, like, 8 hours on the first island, and I think there was, like, 3 islands. And I want to say I hit, like, level 30 and level 34.
Yeah, level cap is 60.
Yeah.
But as for
so
roster
much.
cap, it's like 250.
I need to, but I did so much on the first island that there was so much content that I feel like for a free-to-play game, it's fantastic. But I think, like, in between level 0 to 60, there's a lot of content.
Yeah, and then once
at the end game,
you
there's
lose,
not a lot.
you lose a lot of content. It's like they give you all this stuff to do to try and keep you busy and, take your mind off of the end game. But that's really what a lot of people want to do, is they want to get to the end game and they want to be the best. They want to have their name on leaderboards. They want to be famous in the game, and I get that. I mean, that's kind of like Zazima in RuneScape, but Zazima wasn't doing it just to be famous. Zazima was doing it because he literally just fucking loved the game.
Yeah.
And that's just what he did. He played the game. He became famous because he was the first one to basically, in modern day terms, platinum the game.
Man, platinuming.
Platinuming.
Yes, that. English is hard.
English. Why you do this?
Ever platinumed a game, but that's just because I have no time on my hands.
I'm too much variety. I have too much variety to sit there on one game and play it till it's finished. Now, eventually, one day, I will sit back down and finish a couple of these games and play them all the way through and platinum the game and finish all the trophies and everything. Like Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts is definitely a game I want to go back and revisit and actually platinum the game, because in PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2, there were no trophies or anything. So now that they've re-released it with the remasters and everything, there are trophies with it now. And I want to go back and I want to platinum that shit because I fucking loved Kingdom Hearts 1, and I so fucking loved Kingdom Hearts 2. Like, I played that game on normal, the hardest difficulty. I mean, I beat it probably like 6 or 7 times on the hardest difficulty, just back to back to back to back, trying to beat my own time of how long it took me to beat it. That's how much I loved it.
Funny story. So, when I was a kid, I had a PS2, right? I think I was like, I want to say I was 14 or 15. I think I was like in middle school or like beginning of high school. And I was still living with my mom. So, my PS2 memory card was corrupted. It was only corrupted for one game. One game only. Kingdom Hearts 2.
Oh.
I could not save. At all. There was no saving.
Leaving that shit on all night long, going to school, coming home, and playing it again!
Nope, it was the weekend.
Oh.
I decided, this would be the first time I'd beaten it. So I decided I was going to play it. All day. No matter what. I'm going to play and beat it. So I start at like 6 a.m. And, kid me was not as fluent with games as, adult me is. So it took me a while. I got stuck on Halloween Town because I had a very bad TV and it was very dark. So I'm just like, how the hell do I see through this? Where do I go? So I eventually get through and I get all the way to the Xemnas fight.
Oh,
very
hell.
ending of the fight.
Oh, hell.
And it's like 8 o'clock p.m. at this point. And my mom's trying to clean the house and everything, and you know, she's like, "Oh, dinner's done, dinner's done." I'm like, "Okay, just give me a few minutes and I'll be right there." And like she's vacuuming the floor and everything, and bumps the power cord, loses power to the entire thing. I lose all of my save data, all of my progress, and I'm just like, oh,
Well,
no.
there goes my whole life.
An entire day wasted, and I'm just like, ah.
The
But
aggravation.
Kingdom Hearts is one of my favorite games. But that's a funny story from childhood.
It kind of hit a point right here, just right in the feels. Knowing that game and having beat it so many times, you sit there and you think about how long it actually takes you to beat a game. I think my shortest time was like 26 hours on the hardest difficulty, just because I started knowing it so well. That was my fastest time, was 26 hours. So, knowing, you know, how hard the game actually is on the hardest difficulty and doing it in 26 hours, it felt like an accomplishment, but I've seen people finish it in 14 hours. The problem is knowing that you sat there for 14 hours and you were at that point and you were ready to just put it down for a couple minutes, go have dinner, and then come back and probably play some more. It's a weekend. Fuck it, I can stay up all night. And have it just stolen away from you.
Yep.
My heart hurts.
Okay, so getting back on track here. The next talking
Derail.
Point, hey, it's like midnight for me. Not really. It's 1:30 p.m. But
I was like, it's only
I got work
3:30.
tonight, so player to bot ratio. Players are dominant, but bots seem to be increasing in number.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna lie, I haven't played like a couple weeks, maybe a month. So last time when I played, there seemed to be a lot of players, but that could totally change. Like if there's player trading, there's going to be bots.
Yes.
Lost Ark had it, or has it. What New World has it, like bad.
Diablo Immortal already has them.
Oh yeah.
The game's only been out 3 days. 4 days. 4 days?
And there's not
4
even.
days.
I don't even think there's a trading system in the game.
There is.
There is?
There is, but I think it's like super, like later in the game. But with
Okay.
people already having hit 60 and everything, and 60's max, it's like, well, that's kind of like discouraging.
No, yeah, definitely. And I don't know. It's just personally, like, there's not like the bots are kind of an issue, but you can just straight block them.
Yeah.
And that's what I do. But eventually, like, if the game dies enough, where there's not a lot of people talking in Gen Chat, it's just gonna get over flooded with bots.
The bots
And
are
so
trying to
that's
sell
a
to
big
the bots.
issue. Yeah. And that is a big issue with the game is, like, what do? Do you just abandon the game at that point because nobody's playing, or you just block all the bots, which will take a full day to do, and then they'll just get new accounts because it's a free-to-play game?
Yep. That's what I found funny with a lot of like pay to play, or not really pay to play, but like you buy the game and then you see bots in there and it's like, why did you do that? Like,
In New World, it was terrible. Like, I fully regret buying New World at this point.
I've heard a lot of people say that, which is why I haven't bought it yet. And
Yeah,
then I had
like,
someone tell me that,
the concept of it was good, but
yeah, I've had people tell me, you know, like, in comparison to New World and Lost Ark is free to play, you might as well just play Lost Ark, don't worry about New World, and if you can get behind Lost Ark and you really enjoy it, but, you know, there's not enough for you there, then I guess try New World. But it's essentially the same game, just one's top-down, the other's third-person / first-person, with different classes and abilities. That's it. Or different class names, really, because they all technically have the same classes, which brings up another point, which it seems like it's kind of cloned. Just new skin, slightly altered classes and abilities in comparison to others, such as New World, Elder Scrolls Online, or Terra. And Terra recently shut down, actually, or is going to shut down. Which I was kind of upset to hear about because I spent probably a good like $60 or $80 on that game that I probably won't get back. It's just dropped off radar here lately, and in my opinion, it seems kind of cloned. I mean, it's ESO's the same way, even though ESO's still popping. New World is entirely new, just like Lost Ark. The difference is Terra was free to play and Lost Ark is free to play, and they both seem like they're here in comparison to New World and ESO.
With ESO, me and my friends, we every oh, hi sweet mama, thanks for the lurk.
Sweet mama.
See, oh, thanks for following me. Wow, I see how it is. Anyway, so with ESO, me and my friends, we pick it up I want to say about every three or so months.
Yep. Just for the new content.
Not even that. We start playing so that way we can get to the end game content, and then after about a week or two, we stop playing.
Because it gets boring after a minute, because it's like it's in the same aspect of like Lost Ark. It's grindy in the sense that it's always conflict resolution, conflict resolution, conflict resolution. And there's really not much change to it. You're always just going around and killing things. It's never, like, hey, go talk to this person, go talk to this person. Hey, while you're at it, I need you to craft this for so-and-so, and then so-and-so has you run it to this person, and this person has you go and do this, amazing quest line, and you get this shitty item for a reward, and then you're sitting there like, what am I supposed to do with this? This is like 20 levels underneath my, what I need.
Yeah, no, exactly. Alright, so, next little topic. What do you think about the card system in Lost Ark?
I don't really have an opinion on it just yet, just because I haven't been able to experience it, honestly.
Okay.
Like,
so
it
I have it
seems
written down here,
it seems smart. Like the little bit that I did do, it feels like it's a smart play, but also a little weird. But at the same time, that's what makes it grindy in the aspect of what to do, because you have to kill things and do quest lines in order to receive these cards. And then when you have all of one card set, you get a bonus to your character stats. And I think it goes for the roster as well, but I think it's just the one character. Like I said, I don't really have all the knowledge on it.
They don't really explain it to you, or like they don't really explain how to get the cards. Personally, it's super convoluted and kind of unnecessary for the type of game Lost Ark is. Like it does make it unique.
It does.
But it doesn't really give you it doesn't explain it very well, for one.
Yeah, it's not groundbreaking.
Yeah. It's just like it's kind of unnecessary. Like I'm repeating that now, but it's just frustrating to try and learn when you're trying to just play the game. Like, oh yeah, I want to get good at this game and learn how to do it, but this card system is just doesn't make sense to me.
And it may be a thing that gets explained closer to endgame content, because it seems like that may be part of the endgame content, just because of all the cards and everything that you're able to get and look at and whatnot. It seems like it may be closer to endgame content, but
yeah,
again,
so too, you might have to grind for the cards or something.
Like you got to do certain endgame content, and it gives you a percentage chance of these different categories for the cards, and then it has subcategory percentages probably, but they just don't tell you about it, just like every game does.
Yeah. All right. So, do you want to take the next one?
Peak! Welcome in, you MVP! Yeah. Alright, so which one are we doing? I think I'll go after this one. Alright, so as for the story and campaign, I would recommend playing through the story because the story, realistically, it is a very good story, and I'm one to go through a campaign of a game or a story of a game and play through and learn the lore behind it because it explains things better the farther you go on. You're not just running around killing things to kill them. You're not just, you know, it doesn't seem like it's a beating a dead horse kind of thing.
Yeah.
Some cutscenes, if it's like a side quest, I'll probably skip a couple of cutscenes, but for the most part, if it's part of the main story, I'm not skipping the cutscenes. I want to read it. I want to listen to it. I want to see the cutscenes. I want to read the cutscenes. I want to know all the information that I can, and I want to pull it in and just absorb it. So that way, when you get to endgame and you're actually paying attention to the endgame stuff, you're not sitting there confused as to why this guy is such a big bad guy, and you're like, well, who is he, and why am I supposed to be afraid of him? Like he looks like a bitch. And
see, now with me personally, I absolutely loved the story, at least the parts that I played. Like, I don't want to spoil too much, but the story in itself, like during the ending of like the first island, like the first area, is so good. Like, the ending cutscene of like when you get to the climax of the island and like the peak of what's happening is so like it's just
ain't nobody
really,
got time for that.
what is it? It's really amazing because like you understand what's going on with the character and why this character is doing what they're doing.
Yeah. Sweet Mama, welcome on in, you beautiful soul, MVP. How are you doing today? The cutscenes just explain it so much. It gives you lore and backstory and really all the things that you need to know about the game itself. So by the time you get to endgame, you understand who you're supposed to really be focusing on and things of that nature.
Here's your hydrate, sweet.
Oh hell! Now she's in bullshit. She's gonna fuck us up. She's gonna be jumping back and forth between us like, I'm gonna fuck with him, then I'm gonna fuck with him, then I'm gonna fuck with him, then I'm gonna fuck with both of them at the same time.
But I do kind of agree that like skipping the side quest is all right. There's not a lot of information, but like you can do it if you want. Personally, I like learning like the bards. Like there was an entire bard side quest.
Mhm.
And that was kind of interesting to learn the lore of like this, why the bards are in this island. I need to stop banging against my desk with my camera.
Peek, you would hydrate me when I don't have anything. You're getting a Dr. Pepper. I gotta open up another one. I was supposed to have 3 today, now I'm on 2. Thanks.
Well, yeah, but isn't it like 3 o'clock? So you're fine. You got one more for dinner.
Bruh, I'm gonna be staying up all night.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, drink your raise.
I did before stream, actually, because I have to do another stream after this. For my actual day 14 stream.
This stream is maybe or maybe not sponsored by Raze. We're both ambassadors here, so.
That it is. It is definitely endorsed by Raze. The best energy drink that you will ever have in your entire life. And that is a promise and a guarantee.
Next talking point, gameplay. So we both kind of wrote the same thing here. Oh, gee. Have fun, Carbon. So, gameplay. How do we feel about the gameplay style? Would it be more fun as a traditional MMO or a dungeon crawler? Oh,
I feel like it
thanks,
would
Dungeon.
be better as a dungeon crawler. I see you having to go for your eyes right now, so I had to do a posture check after I got comfortable. I was posture checked, so. But I feel like it would be better as a dungeon crawler rather than an MMO. Like a small group of friends come together, they join the same lobby, and then they go in and they play and they run through the story and the quest, campaign quest and everything together as a group, rather than it would be to just let hundreds of players play together seamlessly in the same world, just for the simple fact of you may get that one-off person that joins your group, and they sit there, and you can't do anything, especially if you're not the party leader. And then they get rewards the same as you, and they didn't do shit to earn it. And at that point, now you're just sitting there like, I just literally helped this person do this mission or this quest or this dungeon, and they get all these special rewards and I don't get shit, but I'm the one that was putting in a lot of work, me and one other person or me and two other people, and this one person is getting all these rewards and all they did was sit there and look pretty. And it sucks. You get physically aggressive because you're just sitting there like, I just put in a half hour or 45 minutes or 15 minutes of work to finish this dungeon, and I got some mediocre rewards, and this guy walks away with, gold equipment, and all I got was blue. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, that's definitely an issue. Personally, I like the style it is now. Like, I love the action. Like, I love that. Sorry. I love these type of games. I really like action games like Diablo. I like Dynasty Warriors. Like these types of games are where it's more like interactive and not, oh, you just kind of auto attack
Yeah.
and press a button. But I feel this really works in this way of as a top-down dungeon crawler more than a traditional MMO.
Yeah.
Because it's more fun in my opinion. And that's kind of the entire point of like what makes a good game is how fun do you want it. Granted, this is not the style for everybody, but in my personal opinion, this is like one of my favorite styles of game.
Yeah, like I could sit back and I could play Diablo by myself for hours. But
I used to do that, so
as soon as I'm in Lost Ark, I find myself capable of only handling like 2 or 3 hours. And by hours, I mean like 6, 7, 8, 10 hours. I could sit there in Diablo all fucking day and have the time of my life. But I get into Lost Ark and then I'm sitting there for 3 hours just because I'm sitting there and I want to play with people, but then you get matched with people and then they either don't do anything, they leave you in the dust, or you're leaving them in the dust because they're lollygagging around.
yeah, and then like there's also the first timers for that dungeon specifically. Like me, when I first load into a level or load into a game, a match, I like to do a little bit of exploring, look around, see what I miss, because there's those little green collectible dudes, the seeds.
Yeah, I have a couple of them.
I don't know what they're called.
I can't remember.
But,
fuck. I know what you're talking about. I know.
Yeah.
Now it's escaping my mind. I had it, and it was like,
they're little
poof.
dudes. Like you have them
Yeah.
in your the stronghold.
I want to say Moglin, but I know it's not.
But yeah, so you
Rocky,
look around
welcome on
and you
in.
get rewarded for that. So, in my opinion, they reward you for looking around, but if you look around too much, your teammates are going to be like, "Hey,
Yeah.
what are you doing?"
Or, I don't know if this actually happens in Lost Ark, or if you've experienced it to be able to speak on it, but if you're doing a dungeon and you go to the boss, I don't know if it's going to pull you from where you are to the boss because your teammates are there. It does? Yeah. See, and that's a problem because you're sitting there trying to explore. Yeah, so you're sitting there trying to explore, and somebody runs into the boss fight, and now you're sitting there just about to grab that seed that you see, and then yoink.
Yeah.
Now you have to go back in there and redo it.
Exactly. And you might run into the same issue of, oh no, we want to go through. We've done this 15 times. We
Mm-hmm.
wanna.
And it's a problem, in my opinion. I feel like it'd be better
Okay.
if you were with a group of friends and
Yeah.
kind of like Diablo style. But I guess they were trying to compete with New World, knowing New World was coming out.
Yeah. In my opinion, it's better than New World. So.
Yeah. From what I've seen on both ends, because I can only sit there and watch New World for like 15 minutes, but somebody playing Lost Ark, I can sit there for an hour and 2 hours and watch them and actually enjoy it. Maiden, welcome on in, you MVP. How are you doing?
What's up, everybody?
Rocky the Legend's in here. Rocky the Legendary Rabbit.
All right. You want to take over the next one?
Yeah. So as for the classes, I don't have a full list of the classes, but I feel like they had, as I say, I feel like they have a good class list. Let me go ahead and try and pull it up real quick.
They have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 different classes.
I see that. Holy shit. Well, 5 main classes and 15 for the archetypes and everything. So you have ranged, melee, support, tank, and beginner are the main archetypes that they have. And then you have your subcategories, which go to Deadeye, Gunslinger, Sharpshooter, Berserker, Striker, Shadowhunter, Bard, Paladin, Gunlancer, Artillerist, Berserker, Scrapper, Sorcerer, Sharpshooter, and Shadowhunter. Now, Sharpshooter runs under 2 classes, Beginner and Ranged. But, if I remember correctly, it's more along the lines of like a support DPS. Even though it says ranged DPS, I feel like it's more of a support DPS, if I remember correctly.
The list I'm looking at is Sharpshooter is listed as a best PvP class and a best beginner class.
Wow.
So if you were to run PvP, then that's the way to do it, I guess.
Yeah. See, the best PvP classes I see are Striker, Berserker, and Sharpshooter are the best PvP, and the best beginners are Berserker, Scrapper, Sorcerer, Sharpshooter, and Shadowhunter. So it looks like the only one that is not listed in the beginner that is listed elsewhere is the Striker, which is a melee DPS class. But in my personal opinion, yeah, those are just beginners. So like if you're brand new to the game, you should, and you're looking to actually.
I ran Paladin. I'm running Paladin, and it is honestly, it's not that hard to learn.
I can't remember exactly what I'm running, but I know I'm a ranged. I always run ranged. I think I may be a gunslinger, but I may also be a sharpshooter. But then you have the subcategories for those archetypes too.
So from what I'm looking at, there's like 4 or 5 different, there's the warrior classes, the mage classes, the assassins classes, the martial artist classes, and then the gunner class.
Yeah, I'm a gunner.
Is what it's categorized as.
Yeah.
Now, I think there are plenty of options for you to choose in order to play the way you want. For me, I like being generally the tank or the DPS. Paladin is a good mix of both.
Yes.
And, you like being ranged, and there are several different types of range. Like, there's the gunner classes.
It was super hard.
The mage classes.
It was very super hard to decide what I actually wanted to play. I sat there for probably a good 45 minutes running back and forth between the classes and double checking, and when I finally decided on the main class that I wanted, I asked my stream at that point, hey, what do you guys think I should play? Rocky was there, I believe, and I went with the demonic sharpshooter or assassin sharpshooter gunslinger thing, whatever it was, for the subcategory of that class, because that's what ended up, what everyone chose. That, and it had a higher DPS output than the other subclass. Because I like glass cannons. I'm a big glass cannon guy. I will go in there, I will fuck your shit up, and I will leave, provided I have the correct tank.
Yeah. And that's the big thing, is that, like, with this kind of game, there's plenty for everybody to choose from.
Mm-hmm. You'll never have a problem, essentially, finding your playstyle.
Exactly. And even if, like, hey, maybe I didn't like this one, you can go and try another one. There's 6 or 7 different, character slots. And, hi, honey. And, they even give you, like, if you fully level up a character, they give you a character level up token.
Yeah.
So they'll level you up to the max level, and then once you get that character up, you get the next one, and so to speak. Yes, we are having a lot of fun with this.
Queen, thank you for the attack. Does anybody feel like hitting that defend?
But personally, I think it's really great what they did with. Oh yeah, we'll give you incentive for playing the game all the way through. We'll give you a free character.
Yeah, which is nice actually, because if you sit there and spend the time on one character, bring it all the way to end game, and you hit max level, yeah, you really don't. So the best option is to get another character and use that level up token and bring it up to speed and see how it is end game. You still have to learn the character, obviously, but at that point, now you have the opportunity to learn it end game. Emotional damage! So at that point, you have the ability to learn it at endgame content-wise, so you'll be able to just... Peek, thank you for that defense! Shield wall. I'll get through this eventually.
Eventually.
So you'll be able to learn it in the endgame content, so you won't sit there and develop your preferred skills over time. You'll just know what's highest DPS at base and what's the lowest DPS at base, and you'll be able to figure out, or even for a paladin, for example, like healing and tanking, you'll figure out the best skills to actually help out your team because you've been in a different position, or because you're at end game content, you can see the base stats of everything once it's fully leveled up. So you can actually develop a better, in my opinion, you would be able to develop a better idea of how to play that character if that's what you're trying to do.
And like I said, they give you, even if you decide that you don't like that character, you can just delete it and make another one.
Mm-hmm. But they also have plenty of character slots too, so you can try a bunch, and then whichever one you really do not like, delete it. It ain't gonna hurt nothing.
Daddy, sorry. Daddy, sorry.
They even give you a
Daddy,
little prologue
sorry.
in the beginning to test
Daddy, sorry. Daddy, I mean, Daddy, I mean, Daddy, I mean, Daddy, I mean, Daddy, I mean...
Are you okay?
I'm perfectly fine. Queen just played Daddy Sorry.
Yep, I saw. Alright, so next topic. Level design. Scenery or background.
Yes, it is a gorgeous-ass game.
Honestly,
top tier.
I fully agree.
Top tier level design.
There's a part, it's a little bit spoiler territory, but there's a part where, you have to go and fight demons and defend the castle. And, like, just the background soldiers fighting, and, like, you can actually, like, see the individual soldiers and demons themselves fighting amongst each other. And, like, the character design is just fantastic. And the overall level is just, it looks very pretty and very eye-pleasing.
It is. I mean, even the cutscene, usually that kind of quality for scenery and background you see in cutscenes. Like, it looks gorgeous.
Yes.
But they bring that gorgeous cutscene to life for actual gameplay content. And it's like, not too many games are able to pull this off where you have the same kind of quality out of your trailer that you do in your actual game.
And actually during that scene, I was very surprised because, we're playing through the cutscene, and it seamlessly transitions from the cutscene to the gameplay.
To the
Like, I
gameplay.
did not
Yep.
realize we were actually...
You got your beta. You got your beta. You got your beta.
Daddy, sorry. Daddy, sorry. I mean, Daddy, sorry. Daddy, sorry. Daddy, I mean, Daddy, I mean, Daddy, I mean, Daddy, I mean, Daddy, I mean...
Are you Italian now?
Amore. Deep breath, deep breath. Anyways, I didn't hear anything you just fucking said.
Oh. So I was just saying that I was very impressed with the how
The
they
transition.
transitioned the cutscene
Yeah.
from the cutscene to gameplay. It was very seamless, and it was fantastic.
It is. Alright, so, character design, story. How do the characters sit with us? You know, I'm kind of confused as to how to answer that one, so I'll let you take the lead and then I'll pick up.
So, what I mean by this is, like, certain characters, you know, tend to blend into the background. Was there any, like, character that kind of stood out and, like, kind of made their mark on you? Or were they all just kind of background characters?
Well, I think I'm only like a third of the way through the story, but,
Yeah.
the father, I can't remember his name off the top of my head now. I can't remember, it saved my life. But the guy in the church originally that
Yes. The priest.
the priest, there we go.
The high.
Yeah, the
high
guy
priest or
the
whatever.
guy that you end up saving from assassins or whatever. Like
Oh,
I haven't Armin, there we go. I haven't
Okay, yeah,
forgot about
so-
him. I fully am focused on him, but also the guy in the very beginning in the prologue scenario where originally I called him out. I was like, this doesn't seem too right, and then I found out later he is actually the bad guy. Spoiler alert. I know
Yeah.
that's a little late for that, but the good guy in the beginning who's supposed to be helping you on your expedition ends up being the bad guy and you help him. And after paying attention to it, it makes me want to play again in that prologue just so that I can, instead of help him, maybe hinder him a little bit.
You want
Because
to see the kind of story options.
yes, to see if the story changes over time, or is it just the same story no matter what you do.
You see, with me personally, later in the game, like, I think there are enough characters to where, like, yeah, some of them will blend into the background, but there's enough unique ones to where it makes it interesting. Like, you can romance, I think, any
I was just about to bring up the
character.
romance. Yep.
Like, that's kind of unique for an MMO, at least.
The one in
Or,
the
like, you
beginning
have
with
affection.
the girl that can't cook.
Yes.
That's the first one that I went to go romance. I was like, you know what? I feel bad for you,
Same,
sweetheart. I feel like I need to teach you how to cook. I need to spread some I need to sprinkle some knowledge.
But then there's also, like, the prince.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've run into him yet. But,
in the desert area?
Yes and no, kind of. I think that's where you first meet him.
I think I've met someone, but I haven't met him enough to know fully who he is or how he is.
So his story is really, really interesting. So he's a prince, you know, he's supposed to be crown prince and all that, but his, I think it's younger brother, maybe older brother, was essentially disgraced and wants the crown for himself. And, and like that's a whole conflict that you need to help with, and you help the prince out through several Like, it becomes part of the main story is helping the prince,
So
you know.
kinda in a sense of like Diablo, where Adria wants to be the primeval, and so she tries to absorb Diablo, and then ends up being absorbed herself.
Kinda.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's really, really interesting just to see, like, all the different NPCs that they have. And the fact that there are so many towns so far, and all of them are different, and yet somehow they have unique NPCs for at least every town.
Yeah.
At least one unique NPC per town. So I think that's really, really cool, and I think I really like the design of them themselves.
I like the fact that they did introduce new NPCs for each area. It's not like you take these NPCs and they travel with you to every different area that you go to. It's these are the NPCs for this area. These are a new set of NPCs for this area. And these are a new set of NPCs for this area, so on and so forth. So that way there's always some sort of variety when you go to your safe town or your safe house or safe camp, whatever you want to call it.
The thing is that eventually, like, when you get far enough, the prince will actually come with you. But there's story reasons for it. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you need to go here because these guys are rebelling and we need to find out why.
Like in the case of Diablo, how the blacksmith, I can understand the blacksmith coming with you from place to place to place to place, but I don't see why the jeweler or the mystic needs to go with you from place to place to place. I feel like they could have, in a way, give you a reason to go to every separate act rather than sitting in one act and just playing through.
The jeweler is a fun story. The jeweler is a god.
In Diablo 3?
Yep.
Oh.
The jeweler Shen is a god. It's hinted at. It's not. It's like,
that's why I missed it.
Stated, but you gotta talk to him enough, and your character will straight up ask once, "Hey, are you a god?" And then the jeweler will be like, you know, what's a god?
Who needs labels?
Yeah, but the jeweler is really cool. The mystic I never really got, unfortunately, because I didn't really talk to her a lot. But the jeweler I do know. The jeweler was an interesting character.
Yeah, but if they would have placed, like, the jeweler to stay in Act 1, the blacksmith travels with you from place to place, because the jeweler actually looks like he has a spot in the first act. But in Act 2, it looks like they just randomly found a place to place him, and in Act 3, and Act 4, and even Act 5. Like, Act 5, they look like they all belong. It's perfectly fine. It's cool. Awesome. Proud of you. But Acts 2, 3, and 4... you just kind of like crammed him into a spot. You didn't, you know, it looked like you had this area already set up and then you carved him in afterwards.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like the Mystic in Acts 3 and 4, because it's the same base camp or safe house, she had a spot, but the Jeweler essentially didn't. So they could have left the Jeweler in Act 1, left the Mystic in Acts 3 and 4, the Blacksmith obviously goes with you from Acts 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then they should have introduced a separate spot for Act 5 for the Nephilim Rift guy. But instead of Diablo, it's back on topic, derailed again. I feel like Queen's here in some form of essence.
It's alright.
We're derailing.
That was actually the last topic.
Yeah. Overall, I'd probably give the game a 7 out of 10. Would definitely recommend people to play.
Daddy, sorry. Daddy, sorry.
Personally,
Daddy,
I would give
sorry.
it a
Daddy,
maybe an 8.5 just
Daddy,
because
Daddy,
it's my kind of game. It panders to me. It's like, I love this kind of game. I love everything about it. I love the story. I love the gameplay. I love the characters.
I feel like they need to improve on a couple of things, but they're not like major points, which is why it got a 7 instead of a 6. Because a 6 it's borderline, like, iffy on if you should really play it. If it's, you know, anything less than a 5, I typically won't play. If there's a lot of companies that hit a game and the ratings are about like halfway, it's like, I don't know if that's intelligent.
And my rating might change when I
Get to the end game.
the end game content.
Mhm.
But for now, as what I've played so far, it's pretty high. Like, it's not the best game. Yeah, there are some issues with it. Definite issue. There's a dog on.
It's Revna. Everybody say hi to Revna. She's like, what? I'm special?
But yeah, it's not the best game, and there are definitely some points that that they can improve on. But overall, it's a fun game, and that's what matters to me.
It is a fun game. I would definitely recommend people to go and play and have a good time and play with your friends. Honestly, it's probably going to be better with friends than playing solo, but playing solo is still almost just as fun. You just may have to get into the story in order to enjoy yourself if you're going to be playing solo.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like, if you're not one that's big for story, I would definitely recommend friends. But if you can get behind a story, and a decent story at that, then I would definitely consider playing solo or with friends, just to have that idea behind it that you are able to have fun whether you play by yourself or you play with friends.
Oh yeah, fully agree.
But I think that is where we can call it.
No, that sounds great.
I'm gonna say, I don't know if you have any other points to collect on.
No, actually, I think that's pretty much covered everything that I had with it. Because like I said, I haven't played in-game content yet, so.
Yeah, we'll probably revisit it later, whether together or separate.
Objection. Hearsay.
Wait, you asked the question. Are you going to keep streaming? I need to know.
I'm going to be ending stream, and then I'll be picking up stream a little bit later.
Okay, well, thank you everybody for tuning in. We appreciate it. Think this might be a more permanent thing to come. I'm going to go ahead and raid out, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.
I'm also going to raid out, actually. I already know who I'm bringing everyone to.
I think we're thinking of the same person.
24-hour stream?
Yep.
Yep. Awesome. But did it do it? That's my question.
Daddy, sorry.
Did it do it?
Daddy, sorry. I mean, Daddy, sorry. Daddy, sorry. Daddy, I mean, Daddy, I mean, Daddy, I mean, Daddy, I mean, Daddy.
You're gonna call me goddamn daddy! There we go. Click. Start. Alright, you beautiful people. Thank you for tuning in. My total overall rating on this was a 7 out of 10. I do highly recommend it for everyone to at least give it a shot and try to play it. You can always hit me up. Cookin', thank you for the bang. Nice try. You failed yet again. We are still on day 14. You can try again later.
Have a great day, everybody.
So, overall, I think it's a really good game, and I feel like everyone should definitely give it a shot and at least try it. Feel free to either hit me up on Twitch with a Whisper, or if you're somebody who has access to my personal Discord, you're able to hit me up on there. I will be more than happy to play with you. I'm not super far into the game, but I'm not super behind in the game. But if you want to start new, I will always start a new character and play with you, provided I have the spot for it. And we can work on, how we're going to get together on all that. But I love your faces. Stay beautiful, stay awesome, and we will see you next time. Goodbye!